And can you introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, we should have started with that, huh? I was just in the middle of the story. I am Daniel Zayas. I am the Director of Communications for Long Pack Games. Um, I help publishers um, make products by working with our team in China. I also run Tabletop Backer Party and, as an extension, the Kickstarter Board Games Facebook group. We are a diversity first, persons of color run and operated media agency. We make all sorts of fun content. It's funny. I had this discussion with somebody recently. We have some of the best content that you do, like in the middle of a campaign, that to like re-engage your backers, right? Whereas like a lot of the preview content that comes out now is like super, like, this is how you play the game, and it exposes them to the game. But there's not a lot of content actually in the middle ground that like keeps everybody entertained and keeps them excited about the game. So we kind of sit in that niche. I've just had that realization through a couple conversations recently, which is fun.
Yeah, I
Um,
really like what you all are doing. Obviously, I was a big part of it for a long time, and I've taken a step back just because I got too busy.
you'll be
But
back. You'll be back.
I will
You'll
be
be back.
back. I know I will. I have so much to do right now, but like with the holidays and a new kid, like I was just like, okay, I've got two
Yep.
teenagers on my hands now, and I just needed to do what I could to take a step back and refocus. So I'll be back. I
Yep.
promise. But also
So
smile for the Twitter pic. Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we were talking. The reason why we decided to stream this was because we were actually just having a normal conversation and I was
we
like,
were.
this is so sweet and wholesome, and I feel like it's really important, especially as somebody in the board game industry, to talk about these things and some of the feelings that we've been going through, trying to just get through being isolated and kind of torn out of our natural environments of tabletop gaming. I'm used to a lot of change, and I realized I've done a lot of reflection and realized that some of this stems from like my childhood growing up. We moved a lot, and that meant that I was
Oh.
used to the perpetual change, and that's why I rearrange my room a lot now as an adult. And I'm really excited by change, and I felt like conventions allowed me to have an outlet for that without changing up my life too much, and allowed me to have a few years of stability where I stayed in the same place for a couple years.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment in board gaming up until the point where like COVID hit, right? Because uh, I was saying this off the air, but I never really tried to make any friends with people like in the local area because I was always able to like see my mainstay friends like less than a month apart every convention we'd go to, and there was always like an increasing amount of conventions. There was never like this convention's 1 year only and we're never going to do it again. We just kept on having more and more and more things to do, and then people were like, at some point people were complaining about it, but like honestly it was just like, I'm just going to see my friends again, I'm going to see my friends again, I'm going to see my friends again. And yeah, that was a big loss in this year, I think.
It was, and I felt like what was the thing that I said that was really provocative earlier? Now I can't remember it.
Yeah, just that we were constantly re-engaging these same people.
Yeah, that was it. It's that like I realized, okay, so one of the things I realized growing up was that I moved schools a lot, but I kept in touch with all of my friends because I was moving a lot.
Yeah.
And it allowed me to grow a really big network in a lot of different areas. And then I started working in the insurance industry, and I was really young, and so I didn't really connect with any of my peers because they were all 20, 30 years older than me, and I was struggling to fit in. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I found my way into the board game industry, I was like, oh, these people are 20 or 30 years older than me, but we have a construct. We have this thing in front of us that we
Yes.
can discuss, that has rules, that has reasons why we should be communicating with each other. And it taught me a lot, not just about the board game industry, not just about how to play board games, but about how to communicate with other people that I don't necessarily have anything in common with. And
Yeah.
that was a huge learning learning curve for me. Like, I'm a very awkward person. I've had ADHD. Like, no, have I told you the story about that poor guy I stalked in high school?
No, tell me the story about the poor guy you stalked in high school.
Okay, so he was very sweet, but basically what happened is I went to school with this kid, and years prior, a friend of mine had given me a CD, and he told me that it was him and his friends and their brother's band, right? And I started listening to it, and I was in love with it. Like, the voice in this band was just phenomenal. They were all so talented, and I still listen to this music every once in a while just to throw me back. And then I started going to my new high school, which was 11 miles from where I was living. And that's when I found out that the lead singer of that band I had been listening to for multiple years went to school with me.
Wow.
And I talk about falling in love, like, as an adult now. I have
Sure.
never felt
I've heard
anything.
these stories, yes.
I've never felt anything like I felt for this random boy that I had a crush on before I had ever been kissed.
Wow. That's too much. I think that's maybe like an unhealthy level
Oh,
of
it
like
was definitely an
adoration.
unhealthy level. Daniel Zayas. One time he hugged me, and I took the outfit off when I got home. I hung it on my bedroom wall, and I never touched it again.
You want to hear my story of unrequited love?
Yes.
So I went from in let's just say in middle yeah it was in middle school. I was also moving around a lot, and I got to the point where I was like in a stable place for like a couple years in middle school. In high school, I stayed in the same place basically, but in middle school, I was in this other place, and I would like go from like crush to crush. I realized that I was what I was doing, um, but like even to the point where one of them went on a date with me, and then like actually enjoyed her time, and then when I got back to I got back to school the next day, I like decided that I wanted to chase after a girl who wanted nothing to do with me, who was like 2 years older. And then I like ran away from this girl who was very kind to me and went to the roller rink with me, and we had a very cute and wholesome date. And I ran away from her all the way up the stairs to this other classroom where the Shakespeare Club was. And I like ran into the classroom like it was like a safe zone where nobody would like she couldn't come in. I guess it would be weird for her to come into the classroom where my Shakespeare Club friends. And she was very pretty, but like all I remember is looking back, her getting to the doorway, and like tears in her eyes, she ran away from the door. And it was a very like I broke someone's heart, like, and it was a very not good experience for me because I had done that in order to chase an eighth grader. I was a sixth grader at the time, but like someone who was like no interest at all, zero interest in me, and didn't hardly knew I was existed, just sort of like in the nebulous friend group. And then yeah, it was a really weird thing that I didn't want the thing that was like attached to me. Like I wanted the other stuff.
Right, because that's what society trains us to do.
Maybe. Yeah, I just it was a yeah. I should have later on in life. So this is actually really good. Later on in life, I learned there's actually like a Korean maxim, if you want to call it that, of like a Koreanism, and they use this a lot in if you watch any like Korean dramas, you'll see this happen a lot. But they have this very big cultural obsession with protecting the status of a relationship the way it is, if that makes sense. So like if you start as like dating someone, that is a separate thing than your friends, but you don't mix the two, which is where all of this conflict comes in with like the Korean dramas. Is like culturally they actually believe like it's just like a generalization, but culturally the dramas would have you believe is that like your friends are your friends and your dates are your dates, and there will never be a mixing of friends to being a romantic partner. And
Oh.
because they believe this like protect the thing that you already exist in, the state of existence.
Okay. I get that.
And had I known that when I was in 6th grade, I might have not tried to mix the two. I would have like kept on with the Helena was her name. Helena was I
Well,
remember it now.
gee, Daniel, why didn't you get on the Korean drama train years earlier?
I'd be better off actually. I enjoy a lot of the Korean dramas now. Um, but yeah, that was an interesting life story that probably segues into what we're talking about.
I don't really know what we're talking about anymore at this point. We're just chatting, and
um,
we were mostly
one important
commiserating
thing
about.
is that this is like your last video before you become a Twitch affiliate.
Yes, I am gonna be. Yeah, Ella, we're back. Hi, Ella, I missed you. Yeah, we're back. I am about to be a Twitch affiliate because I just needed to stream on one more day, so I think that I should be getting that email.
And I get to be that momentous occasion.
You're that momentous occasion because you took me up on it. Initially, I was gonna stream games, but then we were just having such a good conversation, and I realized what I wanted to do was talk. I didn't want to play games. Well, I do want to play games, but I want to play games and talk.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What else has gone on recently?
I'm wrapping up the Calliope Games Kickstarter campaign. We're in our final 24 hours now. That has been an uphill...
A job and a half.
An uphill job, but we learned a lot. And it was us preparing for another Kickstarter that's going to happen down the road. And I'm really looking forward to applying all of the things that we learned on that next campaign. Being better organized, having everything neatly sorted in Airtable, and feeling good about that. So I've learned a lot. And then, I'm designing games, too, for a studio in Hollywood. And, so...
I mean, the Calliope thing funded, so that's better than what a lot of people can say, even with lessons learned, right? So that's always good. And then I know that I have seen you hustling for this campaign, so I'm glad that it's now fulfilled, or you know what I mean. It's going to be funded and taken care of.
Yeah, I'm looking forward.
What do people not know about Facebook ads that they should?
Do not run Facebook ads over Thanksgiving, Black Friday, ever.
I was setting you up for that one.
Ever. There is no customer service. There are no analytics, and you cannot get refunded for delayed analytics, even if it spends hundreds of dollars without telling you, for days at a time. Out of my personal bank account.
Uh-oh. Hey, look, I have light now.
Oh, hey.
I should have turned that on earlier. I just didn't realize that it was off.
Computer, set the beehive to purple.
Oh, you call it the beehive? Oh, my goodness.
My wife calls it the beehive because remember that honeycomb wall that Jameson painted in my room?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
It was hexagons for board games, and so we had a hexagon wall.
Yep.
And it was a board game background, and so she goes, oh, it's honeycombs. It's the beehive because you're Bebo.
That's adorable.
I love
it's too adorable.
Wife. I love my wife. She's the best.
What's the latest with Guildhall stuff?
Oh, we are working on 2 new games. We're really focused on one of them. We can't decide on a name. These are just hue lights, by the way, Ella. They're just like the regular lights in my room. And then I
want those. That's my next thing. That's my next, for me gift purchase thing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a gift from my boyfriend, Paul. Paul is the designer of a board game called Robot Quest.
I know this game, and I know Paul.
Yeah. It's coming out from White Wizard Games. So
that's going to be exciting. I actually played that, and I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
It's genuinely a very good game.
Yeah, I have a reputation maybe amongst friends that I am the worst person to play games with unless it's like a social and interactive game, because I very, very much am the person who looks up from the table to have a conversation, and if the game suffers for me doing that, then I will just do terribly. And if I go back down to the table and I'm looking at Greek, for lack of a better word, right? Just I can't decipher my own strategy after a moment. Then I end up not liking the game, and I'm maybe a detriment to everyone else's enjoyment of that type of game, right?
Yeah, there's definitely certain games that I can play with people and certain games I can't. I played a board game the other day with my friend and their child, and we all three had ADHD. We played On the Underground from Ludicreations, and it was a lot of fun, but it was like a game that probably should have taken us an hour and a half, took us like 3 hours.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know
that
what?
happens to my games a lot. Like they always are extended. I'm always like if any publisher like wants to test out like the upper limit that they want to put on the box, like I'm there. I'm totally there because I would be that upper limit, not for anything related to the game. It's just I am that play style of like the game. You talked about this earlier, but like sitting down and playing the game, like that's just like the conduit to like engaging with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like the thing that we are here for that like sets up this structural engagement of humans, and now we're going to enjoy each other's company. um,
Yep.
it's like a bit contrived, but like it's a very powerful thing, that connecting people thing.
It is. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Ella asked a question. Ella said,
So
"What's your biggest success with Facebook ads, and what was your takeaway that you'll apply from it from in the future?"
yeah, you have some good ones for this one.
Definitely. So my biggest success with ads on Facebook was definitely the Guildhall Studios one. Like we almost exclusively used Facebook ads, and our campaign made $500,000, which I was completely flipping blown away with because we didn't
Mhm.
spend as much money as I expected us to.
Yeah.
I was really nervous to put high budgets on ads, and at the end, like that very last week, they were like yelling at me. They were like, "People, you have to spend this money. Like you can't just like nervously like start testing out ads." And that's just it. That's how I was running it a lot of the time. And what I learned was it's okay to have that nervous spending to see what's working best, but then you have to be prepared to like dump some money into that and not be afraid. And I think that that's where I need to put the pedal to the metal, and sometimes
Hmm.
I get scared and I pull off the gas.
For people who like don't do ads on a regular basis, it's so difficult for A to like take the risk, but B to find within, like, just say you're doing a 30-day campaign, like to like find that window of when you're gonna actually gonna be spending money and like finding things out along the way. Like the art form of this is to be the ability to pivot when things are not working into something that might work, something that might work, something that might work forever, until you have like a big splash, at which point then you can like double down on that splash, right? I
Yep.
think what one of the big things that you all were doing were the character profiles, the character things for the Guildhall campaign,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was the one I think that did the big splash, and then you could double up on that by having more profiles of characters.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
And honestly, pixel codes are like the most critical thing. If you don't have your pixel code installed on your website and everywhere that you can get it installed, like Facebook is not going to learn anything about the data that it's gathering, and
yeah,
you can't like merge pixel codes. Like you have to have it up and running before your project goes. Otherwise, your ads are just going to be spewed out all over Facebook in all sorts of directions.
yeah. I had a conversation with John Ritter, is now at Kickstarter, and
Mm-hmm.
I was on a stream with him maybe like a week ago, or maybe less than a week ago. Anyway, um, he was talking about how like you can do all these fun things with ref links, and even to the point where like um, you can have there was something interesting talking about ref links. But what I told him was like, hey, come at me when you add pixel as natively to Kickstarter, and we had a good laugh. But I hope that like that's like in the future. I think that's a very, very useful tool for creators to be able to see the traffic, because like a lot of the board game industry exists on the Facebook platform. I mean, it exists on all the platforms, but like there is a huge core audience on Facebook, obviously. Um, and that paired with how cheap it is to run ads on Facebook for that
Comparatively.
market, comparatively, right? Then it would be such a service to be able to have a native pixel integrated into the campaigns itself.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm actually more worried about something else that I
What's
recently
that?
discovered, which is that hang on, my camera just went out of focus. I got to get it back in focus. Here, focus on the shoe and then focus on the shoe more.
I can see you, but that doesn't mean that the other camera can see you.
Well, I'm trying to
It's
get it to
it's
refocus.
it's picking up the shoe perfectly, which is funny. Like every time you hold a shoe up, it gets it 100%.
It can read. So if I hold something up that it can read, And it can detect faces, so I just need to get it to...
So
There we
you're
go.
just saying you don't have a face. Oh, there it is. No, you almost had it.
I
When you were leaning forward.
didn't want
Just
to...
move the taco bed up a little bit, and
Okay,
then you're
fine.
good.
Fine, I'll move the taco bed up a little bit. I don't think the taco bed can move up anymore. Oh, we're
All
good.
right.
We're good.
All
Okay.
right.
The camera
What were
focus.
you were going to say that something is more interesting than adding pixel to Kickstarter campaigns?
Oh, yeah. Kickstarter doesn't have alt text. Like, if somebody is using a screen reader, they
yes.
can't navigate Kickstarter at all, which I'm pretty sure
100%.
isn't legal.
There is you can, when you're adding like an image, you can say text as a caption below it, but no, you can't do like alt text for like, imagine like, especially like for campaigns today, when you're doing a campaign today, you upload an image, and usually it's like this like big long image that's going to be like, here are all of the pledge levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're totally correct that like, for at least the campaign side of it, not the rewards. Obviously, the rewards have a bunch of like coding or whatever,
Right.
but the artwork, the thing that is convincing people to buy your stuff, no, it's like it's very rudimentary in a very in a very unfortunate sense.
Yeah. I believe that Rule has just joined us.
Hi, Roll.
Is that Omari?
And Omari's here.
And Case?
I don't know. Do I know Case?
You don't know Case. Case is one of the game designers on the other project that I was working on, the game design project I was working on. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I've been having lots of fun with that. We made one game that I really want you to try sometime.
Wait, what is it?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay, you gotcha. Yeah. In the future, we will play this.
In the future, after you've signed an NDA.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times like everybody's working on a secret project, so like every company wants to do an NDA, and I'm like I don't even sign them anymore. It's like, no, just go through we have like a legal department or whatever at Longpack. They do an NDA that's like company wide, right? And then
cool.
I'm covered under that.
Oh, wait.
In which case, like, I still can't like talk about anything.
Wait,
but,
you already did the NDA then, because you already hooked up with Dan.
Yeah, then I probably already
Then
know
we're
about it.
We're good. Yeah.
But again, like, I see so many of these things where it's like, yeah, okay, you're working on a secret project. Okay, yes, you're working on a secret project, and I like respect the hell out of it, and I know that like super important that like, you know, they have a planned release of information, trickle out information, and I would never like abuse that. But like also like I am maybe I'm the perfect person for these NDAs because like I genuinely like everyone has an NDA. That's cool. I won't say anything about your project. I'll just talk to you about your project like I would anybody else.
Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of how I talk to everybody.
Right.
So, when do you think we'll be going back to conventions?
Yeah, that's a good question. I am one of those people who's like super optimistic about vaccine distribution. Not everybody is, and that's fine too. But I am one of those people who are like, oh, like they are rushing this for better or worse. They're rushing this to the point where like at the least people will feel safer, right? Once they get their vaccine, they'll feel safer, right? And if the people feel safer, then there's enough goodwill, I guess, to then, you know, start saying, okay, we can host events. And I think what you'll actually see is that like maybe in the summertime, you'll start to see like more of the professional level events start to happen again, not the consumer level events. I think like New York Toy Fair, I think is the earliest one that's happening. And that's going to be in the summer at some point, if I'm remembering correctly. We organized our booth as of like last week or whatever, but I haven't, I forgot what date it is. They're actually doing the event.
Yeah, see, for me, like, so my threshold for comfort to attend a con would be like literally like nationwide 75% plus vaccination, so we have herd immunity.
Sure.
And I don't know that we'll actually get there, and even then,
Right.
I think I'm going to be skeptical of attending events in like areas that are not close to where I'm at. I think I'd mostly attend West Coast events.
I think every event that is hosted in 2021 will be a mask mandated event. Even if there's the vaccine starts to get widely distributed, I still think that the safety measure will be that, yes, we are going to host this event, but in order to protect those who maybe cannot get vaccinated or whatever
I kind
reason,
of feel like masks going forward are just going to be common courtesy when people leave the house.
You say that, but we have the flu, the 1918 flu to lean on, and there's masks all over. People were wearing masks all over for that, and then eventually people just like got lazy and said, "Ah, it's not worth it. It's
Yeah.
not protecting me." So you might be right in terms of like in the next couple of years, right? But I do think the events will start up
Yeah,
in next year.
I think they'll start up. I don't think I'm going to be attending any cons in 2021, personally. Just
Yeah, that's
because,
fair.
like, with all of my health problems,
Hmm.
I'm tired of getting sick. I'm tired of not, like, I'm a freelancer. I can't afford to be sick and out of work. Like,
I understand
I
that.
just have to then push through, and it's just like, maybe if I had a real job, but I'm a freelancer. And yes, I have medical insurance no matter what because of my wonderful wife, but
Yep.
I
I mean,
still
I'll
don't.
be first in line to get the vaccine or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
whenever they say, like, hey, we have the vaccine, and I go to the doctor and I'm like, yeah, 100%, give me it right now.
right.
And then from there, I will be much less worried about my own safety. And then, obviously, there is one thing that like the verdict is still out on whether you are infecting others, even though you are vaccinated, right? You won't get the disease, but they haven't necessarily proven that at least as far as I know, in the comments, if I'm wrong, then tell me I'm wrong. But like as far as I know, they haven't proven that you can't also like infect others with the disease, even though you yourself are vaccinated.
Mm.
So that's a
Okay.
concern as well. That I don't want to be patient zero at New York Toy Fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with the vaccine in me, right?
Right. I mean, absolutely. I mean, Gamma was like terrifying
Yeah.
this last year.
Yes. The comment here of the U.S. government didn't buy enough vaccines to get herd immunity anytime soon. I am well aware of that, and so yeah. If you don't feel comfortable going to bed, you definitely should not be there. Um, when I get the vaccine and I'm wearing a mask at the event, I think I will take that risk.
Right. And I respect that for you. I just know
Yeah.
that yeah, I know that I have two teenage children who have no desire to take care of me when I have a cold, and a wife that's busy working. Like, I'd be on my own, and it would suck.
You'd have to like have cans of soup like just sitting next to you,
No,
and you have to like open
literally,
up the cans and like drink the cold soup.
I had a cold the other day, and no joke, my neighbor just came by and dropped off cans of soup on my porch and was like, "Here you go. I know you're sick," and it was so sweet and cute.
That's very wholesome. That's very wholesome content.
I'm incredibly grateful for the local community that I found here because it was really lonely my first year or two here in Everett.
Yeah. I mean I have people in Phoenix. I haven't necessarily seen. I mean this is all like we're in virus land, so like
Right.
it's like whoever like wants to take precautions with that, then by all means like stay away. Um, I would like to sit down and like break bread with people, but that's just not in the cards right now. So
Yeah. It's definitely not in the cards for me right now. Um yeah, cuz we're actually currently dealing with sort of a situation. My wife found out that there could have been a potential risk, so we were locked down for
yeah,
2 weeks, and that means that I have my friend Dakota, who is my neighbor but was helping around the house and stuff, quarantined with us because
yeah.
it's not safe for him to go home. So,
I like that when like small groups are like even like two people, right? Like so like sitting alone in this apartment, but like if two people have gotten tested and then 2 weeks later like and they don't like do anything that's like gonna get them infected, and then 2 weeks later like their bubble is relatively small, I think that's like a mitigated risk. However, like I also understand that like anything could happen to anybody, and to just even doing that is a risk in itself.
yeah,
So
and we had a small pod, and we're getting
right.
tested super consistently, and so we're just taking the precautions necessary, right? Like with essential workers in our home, we have to be extra careful.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that I've gotten to spend
I just
time.
want to see my friends. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to a convention and see my friends.
Yeah,
Just super sad, but
I do too. I miss them. I feel like I miss the highs and the lows. Like
Right? I miss the lows, right? I miss like the like we're tired, my feet hurt. I've been on my feet walking all day. I had to go to a meeting that was on the other side of the convention hall, and then on the very next half hour, I had to be on the other side of the convention hall. Like I want those like I don't know, maybe like adversity matters, right? Like I want those things, those situations to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like what I miss the most, and this
Mhm.
is gonna sound really sappy and silly.
No, it was good. It was good. Good content. Good content.
This was definitely something that we were talking about. Is like I miss laying in bed with one of my friends, and we're just like laying on
Oh.
a hotel bed and we're crying
Uh-huh.
because we both have to go home and we know we're not going to see each other for like 3 months or longer, even, right? Like,
Right. I understand.
and like, and like, COVID
For
just,
me, for me, the frequency was like less than a month.
right,
Not
right.
that I'm not laying in bed with somebody, but like just like
Okay, but
yeah, seeing people.
I had significantly more like hotel room parties than you did.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Yeah.
all of mine, oh, computer stop. Sorry, that's my alarm to take my meds. Uh, I was gonna say, what we did is most nights at hotel parties we would play Times Up, and we would all just sit in a hotel and we'd all be like lounging around, sitting in chairs, and vaping our vape pens and
Yep.
like just having the best time. And I just miss playing party games and laying in bed and being sad that
Yeah.
like it had to end.
My weird thing was going to the airport and running into all the people who were at the convention, and like the airport even sometimes like especially like for like the big ones like Gen Con or whatever, or Essen, like the actual airport would have tables set up specifically for people to sit down and play some more games right before they leave. So
Yeah.
I'd like see like the people who I've seen the whole weekend, but like it's a very special like intimate moment when you're like
You get one on
about to
one.
you're about to leave to get you're about to leave on a plane within the next hour of each other, and it was just so happened that you had the same flight plan or same schedule at least, and then
Yeah, one time flying home from Gen Con, I was sitting next to Antoine Bowles on the plane.
right.
It was
Yeah,
so
there was
cool.
there was a maybe like a 2 or 3 years ago, on the flight back from Essen, there was like every publisher that was like from the U.S. there, and then someone made the crass joke of like, if this plane goes down, like that's it, that's all board game industry.
I was on that flight!
Oh, were you?
I was on that flight!
Oh, that was yeah, that was an interesting thing. That's I don't think that's never happened to me again. Like I've gone to Essen ever since then, but then like obviously not this year or last year, but or this year. Oh yeah, the time. So
Also, pretty sure it was
but
Gen Con.
no. I had a flight back from Essen that had all of the U.S. people who were like exhibitors there, and it was just like it was a really weird and funny thing
Okay, maybe
of
it was a
yeah.
different one,
So
but
we better all make it since we're all on here together.
yeah.
So
Ugh. Okay, I'm done crying, I think. But let's just say, I feel like I really miss the lows of like crying on a plane. That's the other thing. Okay, so
but
2013 BGG Con had the best con of my life. It was my first real board game convention. I met a guy. I fell hard.
uh-huh.
We flirted a lot. We saw each other at conventions for a few years. We tried to make it
Uh-huh.
work. It didn't work. Whatever. Distance. It was sad.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Yeah, that's very situational because it depends on how often you are at conventions with each other because you might not all go to the same conventions, right?
right, and
So,
so that was part of the problem. And so I tried to go to all the conventions that he was at, but we couldn't see each other all the
sure.
time. We Skyped a lot. And then on that flight home, previously I'd like never cried in public. I grew up in a house that was like very much like you don't show your emotions, you don't act like that. Like no, you don't. You just don't.
I got
Be
you.
tough. And it was that convention that I just decided, you know what the perfect place to cry is? Taking a red eye home, and you're the only person on the back of a plane, and you can just let it out.
Oh,
You can just cry as much as you want. And so I did that every convention for like ever for
did
for
the
like
did the
for like
did the flight
years.
attendants did the flight attendants see you and care for you at all?
Sometimes people would be worried, and I would
Oh,
just be
okay.
like, "No, it's fine. I just miss my friends. It's
Uh-huh.
fine." But like getting a good cathartic crying, like, and I mean like more than I cry even at home. Like I can't even
Yeah.
stay that sad in my own house. But something about the back of a plane, sitting by myself, in, with like several empty rows around
Oh,
me.
I have at this point planned triggers of like I know this will make me cry, I know this will make me cry, and then I'll just do that if I need a cry, I'll like
Yeah,
it this I'm gonna share something with everybody, and it's gonna be maybe an embarrassing thing that will follow me forever. But I can turn on Phantasmic on YouTube from Disneyland, and that will do it. That just has like a lot of built-in memories of that show, and I will just immediately like have a reaction to it.
yeah. I feel like to me, there are some songs I can play on ukulele and I can sing to that will make me cry because I
Yep,
serenaded boys in hotel rooms at conventions with them.
that's that's adorable. That's
Yeah,
very wholesome.
it's very sappy.
Yeah,
Pep was probably person number one that I like serenaded more than anyone because he was just into it, and I was like, I'm so glad you don't mind
I
when
can see
I'm
that.
bad.
I can see that for sure.
I loved that man so much. Also, another distance thing. So many of these relationships are just like,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it was just, I
So you said that you're not going to go. You don't see yourself going to any convention for 2021. Um, and that makes sense because I don't think that the vaccine's actually going to get so widely distributed that's going to be at like such the high numbers even by, well, maybe by the end of the year it will be, but then like all the events usually are wrapping up. Maybe
right.
PAX Unplugged, maybe there's a hope for that one because it's the end of the year thing, or like a BGG Con, or maybe right around there.
I would consider a PAX Unplugged. I love PAX
Yeah,
Unplugged, and I have people to stay with there that I'm really close to. So,
right,
and they're
right.
like my world. So,
Yeah, yeah, that'll be fun. Also, like I think a lot of it's going to be the reactions or like the outcomes of the early events, right?
mm-hmm.
Like if there's an outbreak because of the first or second event, that's going to spell doom for the rest of them because everyone's going to be like, no, I don't want to go to this next event because event B, you know, crumbled.
Right. I'm
You know,
probably not going to go to event A or event
right,
B or event
right.
C. Like, I'll wait a little bit.
I understand. I think I'll be masked up forever in a bubble, right?
That's reasonable.
Um, but also, I don't have like the worst health risks I currently have is that my doctor, when I went to get a physical, said that I have high cholesterol. She
Okay.
said she said she said I have zero risk of diabetes, and she's like you work out, you're fine. Just don't eat as much meat, and then you will and eat more vegetables, and then you will be fine. And we'll do another checkup in 6 months and see where you're at. And so I made the joke at the time of like, oh yeah, like I won't die of diabetes. I'll just like heart attack, and I'll just be a pretty corpse, I guess. She did not like that joke when I said it.
Well, doctors.
Yeah.
Where's your sense of humor? Come on.
Um, Yeah, she thought it was more funny that I told her that I do not like going to the doctors because their only purpose is to find something wrong with you. The only reason they exist is to find something that is not working correctly with you, and I don't like that. I don't like that dynamic.
That is perfectly reasonable. Hi, Siwon.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. Siwon is a really, really talented singer and musician that
Ooh.
is a friend of mine on Twitter. And, like, when I first talked to Siwon, I was not expecting, when he showed me his voice, for it to be, like, the most talented, like, can hit those falsetto emo high notes voice
Oh
ever.
yeah,
It's
love
like,
that. I love that.
oh, so good. I just love that person's voice. It's wonderful.
I just shout super loud and then get to the point where my voice like succumbs to my loudness.
Oh, okay.
And then I get those notes. That's how I get them. In the car, someone might think that I'm like in a very heated argument, if from like the outside windows or whatever. If they see me like just like like gripping onto the steering wheel and screaming at the front windshield.
Do you want to learn how to play Hearthstone?
Sure. Yeah, we can play Hearthstone. I'm
Okay.
always down for that.
I'm gonna add Hearthstone to the categories. And now I'm gonna jump into Streamlabs again and switch over to the Hearthstone thingy-mabobby. 2 players. And I gotta pick the Hearthstone screen and move over it into actually being in frame. It's fine, everything's fine. Oh, I had this set to capture Tabletop Simulator, that makes sense.
For the campaign.
Yes, for the Kickstarter campaign. Let's see if my Hearthstone will reconnect. It's probably not gonna. Aw, C1. Thank you. He said, no, you're the talented one.
I saw that.
So sad.
Very, very humble. Those are my favorites. And then like they'll blow you away. They'd be like, "What? Well, what are you talking about? Like you're the star here."
Right? Right? I'm not even a real singer. I'm not even a singer. I just like sing for fun.
Right. That's the same.
Although I do love to sing. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen with you, Daniel. Can you see that?
Maybe. Yes, I can. I can see this.
Okay, good. I think I'm out of focus again. Coda, could you
So just to clarify, I did play Hearthstone like when it first was announced and first released, the very, very first time. And I think I played it for like, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks, something like that. And then I was like, it's not for me.
Okay. Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Right.
Is not Hearthstone.
Right.
Also, I gotta fix the screen placement. Yikes.
You called it a gotcha or whatever?
No, I said it's not a gotcha.
No, I mean the first one, the regular Hearthstone is a gotcha.
It's kind of like pay to win a little bit, yeah.
Play to win, right. So I definitely didn't like that
sorry.
part of it, but then also I was just like I was also playing WoW at the time, and I was like, I don't want to like craft 2 things at once. That doesn't sound like fun. I don't want to be. I'm a mono gamer. Like right now, I'm on Animal Crossing, and I've been on Animal Crossing really since the pandemic started. But I haven't really drifted. I have no desire to like play WoW again until like I feel that I don't want to play Animal Crossing anymore.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna start playing WoW and was gonna invite you.
You can, but like I maybe will be a late comer.
Okay. Fair.
And I honestly, for the WoW stuff, I'll only play the storyline and then I'm done again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll play through the storyline, and then once it gets to like the raid type of stuff, then I'll just be like, I'm done. Like I just like the cutscenes, to be honest, and I'll play through to get the cutscenes.
All right, fair enough. Okay, you want to learn how to play this game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So this is Hearthstone Battlegrounds. And the reason I love it is that it's an auto chess game, a lot like other auto chess games like Teamfight Tactics.
I played auto chess, the actual auto chess. I get that.
Okay, so this is like Hearthstone card drafting auto chess. Okay. And each minion on the board is going to cost 3 coins, no matter what.
No matter what, each minion is 3 coins.
We start out with 3 coins. The next round we get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 10. You never get more than 10 coins per turn, but you can see different ways that minions will interact with each other that will allow you to gain additional coins throughout the game.
I understand what you're saying.
Anytime you want to get rid of a minion that's on your board, you have room for 7 minions. You can sell it back to the tavern for 1 coin.
7 minions, sell it back for 1 coin.
So, we're going to start out by being given 3 minions as an option at the tavern. Oh no, we start out by picking our hero. Dork. I'm a dork. I'm gonna go with Yogg, because he's just powerful. George is good too, but Yogg is the easiest for new players to understand.
What difference does it make who you pick?
Each hero has a unique power that allows them a unique advantage over all other heroes that they're playing against.
Nice. I feel like the audience may not know that I run a show called Planet Zayas that Bebo actually made the logo for. That I learned how to play a game in a very similar way of what you're doing now. I mean, I'll actually play the game usually in that situation.
Okay, but you got to be quiet because it's a timed game.
Oh, you're timed. Okay.
Okay, so I need to spend 2 coins. It adds a random minion from the tavern, puts it in my hand, and gives it +1/+1. I got the right one. It looks like we could be going beasts. I'm going to freeze the tavern so it's available next turn, and I'm going to put this beast onto the board. I now have a 3/3 minion, and its special ability says whenever a friendly beast dies, it gains +2 and +1. So in the future, I'm going to wanting to be gathering more beasts so that they activate that way.
Yeah,
Coda, could you refocus my camera? Coda, could you help the camera? I tried. I'm sorry.
How dare.
Okay. So now you see we have 2 more beasts here. That seems really good. This seems like a really awesome place for us to get ahead, but at the same time, we're fighting a strong... Oh, no, we're not fighting a potentially strong boy. So we're going to upgrade the tavern to Tavern Tier 2. This is going to show us additional minions that are stronger than the ones that we currently have.
Okay.
And you can see now all of these have a 1-star above them. That's the tavern tier I bought them at, but it's also the amount of damage that they'll deal to my opponent if that minion is alive and on the board at the end of the turn when we finish our combat.
Okay.
So we fought, they won, they'll deal damage to me that's equal to their current tavern tier level, which is 1, plus the number of minions left on the board based on the tavern tier from which they were bought.
You're mathing me. You're mathing me right now.
So now we're going to do this again.
You're recruiting.
I'm recruiting. I did
You're
not...
at the tavern between rounds. You're doing a... okay, I see that.
I'm playing my minions out. Oh my god, my computer's lagging. Really bad. Really, really bad. Freeze. I think I'm trying to do too many things on my computer at once. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, you got Skype going, you got Hearthstone, you probably have, 5 other games in the background.
I do not. I shut everything off that I was not streaming.
Ooh, 5, level 5.
Okay, so this is a really good minion when you go beasts because its special ability says after you play a minion with Death Rattle, you gain +1/+1, and it's a beast, which means it'll trigger when it dies with those things. So we want to get that one. We did. Hooray. Everything's awesome. We're going to also recruit the Alley Cat because it's also a beast.
Yep, always to get the beasts.
Then we're going to refresh and play our minions out. We always want our scavenging hyenas at the end, but my computer's lagging. Because they grow every time a beast dies, so we want all of the other beasts to die before them.
Okay.
Because they gain +2/+1 anytime a friendly beast dies.
Why can't I attack a hyena out of order?
Because the minions attack... One of my minions attacks and one of my opponent's minions attacks. And they attack randomly, unless a minion has taunt. Taunt is basically puts a shield around the minion and makes it so that the minions have to attack that one before they attack the other minions. I know you know what it means. I'm explaining it for everybody else.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm making a cute how to play Hearthstone video. And you're the star.
I am the pupil. I am the pupil of Battlegrounds. So it's funny because a lot of this is familiar from the base Hearthstone. Not the left stuff that's happening right now. I don't know what's going on with that left column.
Mm, I'm happy to explain that to you.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Okay, so this is my opponent's, and the one that's sticking out here is the opponent that I'm going to battle next. So it says
Okay.
here that that opponent has 38 health, and they have 5 Murlocs. And the last person they fought was Captain Hooktusk, and they dealt 7 damage to her. So they're pretty strong. Also, my mouse isn't working, and I'm about to miss my turn. This could be
Oh no.
potentially catastrophic. Oh, but we made it. We're fine.
Okay, good.
Not to be dramatic.
Yeah. We only have 3 seconds left.
Okay.
So I understand the idea of like auto chess. You're paired up. Okay, I understand what the left is now, where you have random opponents, and they will cycle through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever. Do you all have access to the same purchases at any one time?
It is the same pool, but not the same
Ah,
purchases. So there are
right.
7 total different types of factions in the game: elementals,
Okay.
pirates, murlocs, dragons, beasts,
Wait,
demons,
no. Okay, I think I
and
know this
mechs.
from the original Hearthstone. This is the same.
No, it's not totally. Well, maybe. Anyway, so there are 7 different factions, and there are only ever 5 in each game.
Okay.
So the 5 types that you have in each game determine like what cards are available, and then it's the same pool, and there's only ever 7 of each 6-drop, I believe.
Hmm.
Oh my god, my card isn't playing. Come on. Just buy something. I don't care what it is at this point.
Get that dragon. 3-star dragon.
I'm trying.
Maybe.
Okay, good. It did work. It's super laggy. I think it's having a hard time with you screen sharing. Or with me screen sharing to you as well.
I'm stealing your bandwidth.
Yeah. Whoops.
But this is the momentous occasion, and I wouldn't miss it for the world of you becoming a Twitch affiliate after this.
Thank you, Daniel. It is very momentous. I gotta make this screen bigger.
It is. You'll be like, remember that time you became a Twitch? You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna be at a convention sometime in the future, and I'm gonna be like, hey, remember that time that like I was part of your big moment, and now you're like a Twitch superstar? Remember that time?
Not gonna be a Twitch superstar.
And you'll be like, no, I don't know who you are. Get away from me, creep.
I mean, that part's accurate, at least. Like, not wrong, not wrong. Security, I don't know this man.
Right.
There's no proof of us ever hanging out on the internet.
I'm gonna get canceled at an event. I'm like, no, people, we see you tweet at him like every day.
Oh God, you. Wait, no, you were canceled like in 2013, and then you made a comeback. You can't get re-canceled unless you really screw it up.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wait, do I get canceled? I didn't cancel.
Maybe not as far as you know.
That's true. Did you people? I feel people know. I feel people know that like they did something like really bad, and then they just like they're like, I'm on borrowed time. Like it'll get out, and then I won't be able to work in games anymore. I feel like those people. Like I can't imagine that like people don't have that in their head, right?
I don't think they do. I don't think that people that do terrible things think that they're doing terrible things.
Oh, I see. I understand now. They're justifying it before the act.
Right. Like. Yeah.
I can see that.
Like people treat me terribly because they're like, oh, well, like, I think that this behavior is okay because I perceive her as like an immoral person because she's a slut, she's polyamorous or whatever, right? And I'm just like, okay, but I'm also like a person. And like all of my relationships are healthy and happy and consensual, so like what's your beef, yo? Like it just happens. People don't understand. They fear the things they don't understand, and so they'll justify poor behavior because they feel entitled to it.
My takeaway generally is that like there are plenty of people who are like maybe not like the things that I say online, or if I get in like an argument with somebody over something that honestly like it maybe matters to me at the time, but it's not really a thing that should define a relationship or whatever. Um, but the people who like work with me will like always have said great things, and I rely on that to. There was a time at one point where some weirdo was like emailing my boss saying that like, oh, I should be fired or something, and then
I remember
what
that.
what yeah, what ended up happening was that like every one of our clients like emailed my boss in return and said, don't you do that at all, don't you dare, don't you dare, because like we have ongoing projects that are like and he's done nothing wrong.
Right.
So like um that was a good feeling, but also it was like an important thing. And like it doesn't matter honestly, like if someone flames you on Twitter or says unless you could very likely deserve it, and then in which case you should be you know atoning
Right.
and remorseful, right? But yeah, I for the dramatic stuff, I don't think it really matters until like you're if you haven't done anything.
Right.
If you actually haven't done anything.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm not even beyond
You're not
people.
doing too. You're not. Oh wait, you're doing fine. But this person's about to hit you really hard.
Yeah. They hit me. It hurt.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the absolute worst. What's the absolute worst is me having a hard time selling minions. Okay. Now can I buy this? Okay, cool. I just need to, like, move slower, I think. That's the problem.
I get you.
Refresh.
I'll do that in a board game. I'll say something like we can continue in just a minute. I just need to like piece this together, and then everyone will be fine.
Yes.
Right? I just like wait on me for like 2 minutes, and then like I'll be better off for this one delay.
Yes, exactly. Oops, I bought a minion I probably shouldn't have bought. Oh well. Oh no, I don't have time to do that. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. You should commentate the battle right now.
I don't know that I know what's happening. Plus, besides the lag.
Oh wait. There is no battle. I win.
Because they have 0.
Right, I was fighting a dead guy.
Oh, so you can get paired up with someone who's already lost.
Yep.
Why wouldn't they just eliminate them like in auto chess?
Because then there wouldn't be an even number of matchups.
Well, is that more fair or less fair that you don't actually get challenged? Someone did your dirty work.
It usually means that you're in last place, so you're fighting the other person that already lost, and so they're in the last place.
I like that. I like that better. It's a fighting chance. It's a comeback mechanic.
It is a comeback mechanic. Yeah, it's great.
There is a Defender of Argus in the base Hearthstone.
Yes.
And it's one of my favorite characters.
It is the same card.
Yeah. I remember always having that in a deck.
What is going on? There's a noise happening behind my computer. Coda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
I think
keyboard.
that's the NSA.
No, it's
tapping.
Keyboard. Oh my gosh, this is so slow. I can barely take my turn. This is the worst.
Yeah. Once we do this game, I could probably kick me. If we kick me, then you want to keep going, then you can obviously keep playing games, but then that way I won't be stealing your bandwidth.
That's fair. That could work.
Yeah, just get through this game and then
move this minion to the end.
I'll aim screen.
Oh no.
And then you can reset all of your monitor and screens and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, well, if I was doing it all on one screen, it would probably be a lot easier, but maybe I can move it over here and then shrink it, and it'll take less Oof, but that doesn't. Eh, it's not the worst. It's less hard of
Yeah,
a.
but now I can't see.
Oh, you can't.
Oh wait, no. I can see on the no. I can watch it on the phone.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I could stop screen sharing.
You can stop screen sharing.
Okay, cool.
I can look. I can just stare at your focused face. That's
Okay,
what I'll do.
great, beautiful.
So,
I mean,
like,
you're really just
I'm
here
like,
for the
I
conversation
didn't
anyway.
realize you wrinkled your nose like that.
I do wrinkle my nose some ways. It's true. Okay, let's see. All right. Oops. And now I made that window too big. Great work, Beebs.
It's okay.
I just keep messing up my stream. Hope nobody minds.
I mean, it's more that you're doing the stream versus like what's actually on it. Even though we already covered in the early part that like this is a momentous stream.
It is a momentous stream. But also,
Yeah.
look, my computer's running so much better now. It turns out I just need to switch things onto different windows.
Nice.
Okay, this is actually turning out really well.
Are you gonna win?
I don't know if I'm gonna win, but like,
Okay. Just a respectable level.
respectable level is correct. Provided that I can get my turn taken. Get out there. Okay, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. I would have preferred my Cleavy boy to be at the very front, my Cave Hydra, but I didn't have time to rearrange everything. And I panicked, so, you know, whatevs. I love Hearthstone, even when I lose.
I like this auto chess version of it. Obviously, way better than the deck building version of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the barrier to entry is too high on the deck building. So, auto chess being like a card drafter, you know, I'm a big fan of Seven Wonders. This appealed to the CCG gamer in me that doesn't want to build a deck and doesn't want to memorize 500 cards.
Yeah, I just want to see what it's available, make that decision in the split second that I have, and then just carry it in there.
Yeah, and it's fun. I love it. I'm gonna get my freaking butt handed to me this turn.
Are you?
Let's see
By
by
the
Pyramid, yeah.
scary rock monster.
Yeah, so he's gonna deal 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nope, 12. I was off. Oh, I thought that Hungry Dragon was a 4-drop still, and I also thought that one of those other ones was higher too. Oh well.
So a lot of these like you have taunt for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's dead.
Yeah, now it's dead. That is true. But now I get.
But I saw the other ones getting attacked. They were ignoring the taunt.
Mm-hmm. There are some that attack randomly, I think. I can't remember.
Okay.
Why can't I remember? Okay, so this guy needs to be at the front. What am I doing? I'm losing, that's what I'm doing. I'm losing.
It's okay.
I'm okay with losing sometimes. Yeah, that's the minion we're looking for, and we did not get there. So this guy's gonna kick our butt, and we're gonna cry. And cry and cry and cry and cry. All the way home to Deadland.
Don't cry.
Anyway, so you should get this app on your phone. That way we can play games together. Because you can play in parties of 4.
Okay. Parties of 4. Oh, that makes sense because then you would be matched up against each other. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it would be like our team of 4 people, and we can play against 4 random people, and then we can all like fight each other. And honestly, the best part is that then it puts you back in the lobby and it shows you your other teammates, and it's like, which one of these people do you want to spectate? And you click the little eyeball, and then you go watch them play, and you root your friends on.
Nice. Hold on, wait. You have to smile. I've been trying to do it like a clever way to do it, but I'm trying to do like a screenshot of you in the Skype chat.
Oop.
Okay, smile.
No, in the Skype chat, no, we look better on the other camera.
Yeah, but I don't have. Well, did you already take a picture of us like in the chat thing?
I put it on Twitter.
Okay. Oh, then I'll just use that. I'm still in the Twitter post.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry about the other thing.
I got 4th place. I got plus 4 points. Woo!
I think your mic fell over.
My mic?
You're quieter.
Oh yeah, I switched audio sources.
All right, that's fine.
But
okay.
I was gonna change the camera so you could get your screenshot.
No, it's good. We're good. I'm gonna steal it from your Twitter post.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining me on my stream and my momentous.
Yeah, professional. Woo! We're big professional.
I'm affiliate. Yay!
You're affiliate now. Congratulations.
Hopefully.
I didn't bake a cake or anything, but
it's okay.
Maybe some other time. Looking for something to gift you with. There, look. I am now Santa, and I bestow upon you a Twitch affiliate goodness.
And holiday good cheer.
And holiday good cheer always, regardless of the holidays. Good cheer always.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm probably gonna call it a night and watch some TV for a little bit. I'm very tired, but
yeah, I'm late. It's getting there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. But thank